Greetings once again. It's time for Shelf Life Book Reviews online, where I present to you, the faithful reader, a book that I very highly recommend. And today's book is Misfortune and Fame, 10 Reasons You Don't Want to Be Rich or Famous by Paul Berton, and it is published by Douglas & McIntyre, retailing for $34.95. Paul Berton's previous book was Shopomania, where he talked about our passion for shopping, and it was a most informative book. And this one is just as informative. It looks at, well, fame and misfortune, money. Does money buy happiness? Well, for some maybe. It also buys a lot of misery. There are 10 reasons in the chapters in the book, and it's a very informative book. It's light, but it also proves its point that there are people out there who are rich. And are they happy? They're miserable. And he talks about Donald Trump, for example. He's one of the many people that are mentioned throughout the book. And he talks about Trump always inflates his self-worth. We see that when he does his press conferences. He inflates facts and figures, which are usually so distorted. You know, he talks about he had 1 million of people there at his rally. Well, he had maybe 1,000, but anyways, he's also always inflated his monetary situation, which is in part how he's gotten into so much trouble with his, I'm rich, I'm famous, I've got billions. Well, no, he doesn't have billions, but he's just one of the examples in the book. Paul Berton also talks about the famous people who they don't know how to use their money. A lot of them want the eternal fountain of youth, and they go through Botox, they go through 20 facelifts and the whole bit. And it's almost like they squander their money just for the sake of vanity. And each chapter gets more interesting. He also talks about people who have lots of money and they want to do things to their house and even to upset their neighbors. Some people want to, cut down all the trees, that have been growing for centuries. And but they figure they can do it because they have money. They're rich. They've got the resources and finances. So he even talks about George Clooney, who regretted being rich, that for the longest time he couldn't even walk through Central Park. He was just, people flock to rich people. Rich attracts rich, I guess. And it's there are countless anecdotes throughout the book. And he talks about, there's just so many topics. I can't go through them all. I don't have the time here. But let's just say, if you're looking for an absolutely fascinating book on money, and money doesn't buy happiness, as we have seen with a lot of lottery winners too that are mentioned. They win their money, and does it make them happy? Years later, they say it made them miserable. They had people who said they were related to them. They weren't. Long-lost cousins supposedly came out of the woodwork. And they weren't miserable. They squandered it. A lot of people spent every cent. And now they're almost bankrupt. So some people can't handle money. A lot of the rich, mentioned in the book, don't know what to do with the money. It's like funny money. They just throw it all away. But anyways, this is a fascinating book. Paul Berton is Pierre Berton's son. I'm sure you're all familiar with the name Pierre Berton. And he has his father's writing talent as well. So if you're looking for a most fascinating book about fame, fortune, money, and everything else with it, this is the one you should look for. So thank you for watching my video review. Hopefully you do go out and purchase the book. If you do, let me know if you do agree with my review. I'll be back very soon with another great book. Until then, stay safe, stay sane, stay in touch, and I will see you at the bookstore. Bye for now.